What is up, my friends? We are just 1 point away, one solitary little point from being crowned league title winners for the 20th time, Premier League title winners for the second time in Arne Slot's first season. A draw against Spurs at the weekend will see Liverpool crowned champions. And that result tonight, in my opinion, was probably the best way to do it. I didn't want to win the title, not on the pitch, but Palace taking a point off Arsenal there will do us no harm. Less pressure for the boys at the weekend against Spurs. 1 point and we celebrate. But speaking about celebrations, and don't worry, I will be going through tonight's news where we'll be speaking about Huijsen, a possible exit for Jarell QUANSAH and KERKEZ. But while we're talking about celebrating, don't forget to get your tickets to come and see us in Liverpool. We will be at the Hot Water Comedy Club, Blackstock Market, for the last day of the season show on May 25th, where they will be showing the game in full as well there that day. I'll be on stage afterwards. Or if you can't make it last day of the season, myself, Connor, Chris, Jack and Steve will be together for one night only, again at the Hot Water Comedy Club, Blackstock Market, Liverpool, for our reunion end of season special. You can get your tickets to both of those shows, priced at just £20, and they are all ages events, with the link in the description of this video or by scanning that QR code on the screen, right? Let's get stuck into, but let's talk Adidas for a second. Anybody any thoughts on Adidas with the googly eyes underneath the Mohamed Salah and Trent picture? You know, it could be because they're both Adidas athletes, but it could be something else. I haven't got a clue. I'm prepared to be hurt again here, folks, but let me know what you think on it. Is it Adidas being, well, messing with us, or is there something else to it? Let me know your thoughts. Let's speak about Milos Kerkez for a second. Ben Jacobs has said Liverpool lead the race to sign Milos Kerkez from Bournemouth. Manchester City appreciate Kerkez, but a deal is unlikely at this stage. And speaking about Manchester City, there is news today to suggest that Aston Villa are having internal discussions about signing Kevin De Bruyne. Now, me being the idiot that I am, my brain immediately goes, Aston Villa trying to bring in De Bruyne for a season. We're interested in Morgan Rogers. I'm joining the dots, and look, I could be very, very wrong, but what a statement that would be for Villa if they could get Kevin De Bruyne, even for a season or two. Now, let's move on to the stories around Dean Huijsen, because lots of conflicting reporting today, and like I've said all the way through, I know that the lad likes the idea of a move to Liverpool. We all know that he's on Liverpool's list, but there's been a mixture of reporting. This piece here from Sami Mokbel said, "It is understood that while regular playing time to ensure his continued development will be a key consideration for Dean Huijsen when he comes to settle on his future, the prospect of Champions League participation will also be a factor. Chelsea have a good relationship with Huijsen's advisors, which could also prove crucial." Now let me just talk about that for 1 second. So today we've seen loads of stuff talking about how Chelsea have this good relationship with his agent, yada, yada, yada. He's the one that helped Caicedo decide on Chelsea instead of Liverpool. But let's think about this another way. We also have a very good relationship with his agent because it was obviously one of our boys now, Richard Hughes, that brought him to Bournemouth. We also know that we have Virgil van Dijk from to play alongside, guaranteed Champions League football, and a potential departure, which I'm going to move on to in a moment. Now look, I don't ever really look for an attaboy and a pat on the back here too often, but I've been speaking about Jarell QUANSAH and how his future is up in the air for a while now, and now, well, other stories are starting to come out. Now, I'm going to try and link all this together in a moment, but a bit more research again here, and Kieran Gillis said Bournemouth signed Dean Huijsen in July 2024 for £12.8 million, rising to £15.3 million, and Ali Barrett was the agent who facilitated that transfer from Juventus. He was also credited with brokering the deal which took Caicedo to Chelsea rather than Liverpool, alongside fellow intermediary Manuel Sierra. Over the last year, Barrett has worked on several other deals with the Blues, including Nicholas Jackson's new contract, Ian Matson's move to Aston Villa, Conor Gallagher's switch to Atletico Madrid, and Cesar de Casady to Torino. But What's missing in this is the context that when we missed out on Caicedo, we didn't have Richard Hughes at the club and we didn't have Michael Edwards at the club. Those boys have a list of contacts that are, well, very much in depth. And if Liverpool make a play here, it's because Liverpool feel very confident that they can get Huijsen. So I wouldn't let some of the London-centric journalists and the likes of Romano, who loves to give an attaboy to Chelsea, I would say keep your eye on this situation. Be confident, because Liverpool have every chance to get Huijsen's signature. Other journalists, and when I say other journalists, I'm not counting me as a journalist. I'm talking about the fact we spoke about Huijsen with a journalist a minute ago. Journalists, otherwise, are reporting Liverpool's interest. Now, Florian Plettenberg, he said this: Liverpool have once again made a strong push for Dean Huijsen in recent days. Projects and figures have all been presented at Liverpool. There are plans to either loan or sell Jarell Quansah, with Huijsen potentially taking over that squad role. Chelsea, Arsenal, Newcastle, Real Madrid and several other top clubs are all actively involved in the race for the centre-back. His release clause stands at £50 million and the player has not yet made a decision, partly because some interested club key dominoes are yet to fall. Now, I mentioned weeks back that Jarell Quansah could be departing Liverpool this summer. I didn't think a loan was a potential move. I do think if Liverpool can, they would look to maybe sell Quansah. There are other reports that suggest that Liverpool have no interest in selling Quansah. I've never believed that, because I've never believed that Arne Slot has been convinced by Jarell Quansah yet. And that's why I've been so firm that we may see two centre-backs brought in. But this does lead me to think Newcastle may revisit the Quansah situation. And look, I'm not a Quansah hater by any stretch, but I would happily sell him to buy Dean Huijsen. I think that would be an upgrade, and I think that it would stand Liverpool in good stead moving forward. So, not at all surprised to see this from Florian Plettenberg, but I do want to know what you guys think about this. Don't be giving up on the idea of Huijsen to Liverpool, because yes, there are more leaks maybe that come out of the Chelsea side, but Liverpool, as we know, do have Michael Edwards moving behind the scenes, Richard Hughes, who brought him into Bournemouth, and both of these lads are very, very, very well connected in the world of football. So I think we should remain confident on Huijsen. I think we should be extremely confident on Milos Kerkez. And then other situations, well, as I mentioned last night, Julian Alvarez feels a little bit unhappy with how the season has gone there with Atleti. This is the first time, I think, in his professional career he hasn't won a trophy in a season, which, by the way, Julian, you would have at Liverpool, my friend. You still can if you want to come in over the summer. And look, I don't know what's going to happen there, but if he looks to angle a move away, I would imagine Liverpool will be an interested buyer. There was a talk from, who was it again? Sam Maguire, that mentioned that last year when he was going to Atleti, Liverpool were interested in trying to buy him but couldn't get the parameters of a deal right with Manchester City. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let me know all of your thoughts on this, the 1 point needed for Liverpool to become Premier League champions, and anything else that you want to go through. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Appreciate your support as always. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, and if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do. I will see you tomorrow for the Late Night Agenda. Until then, much love. Bye-bye.